Hello everyone and welcome back to another exciting night of Nexus commentaries. Joining me tonight is Logicalia.
Hello, it's me.
Tonight for you we have Division B West semifinals, Coastal semifinals to be specific. And it is Logical Decisions versus Roll1Esports. Roll1 did the upset, but are still considered the lower seed. And so therefore Logical Decisions, which won their game and was the higher seed in their game. I believe they're 2. I think Logical Decisions... No, they're not 2. I should have checked rankings. I have the tournament pulled up, though. Logic Decisions is ranked 4th, so they won their game against the 5th place seed, and Roll1Esports is rank 8 and upset rank 1 in round 1, but unfortunately does not get to steal that seed from them, which I think they should. Because that'd be, it would be nice, right? If you upset as 8 and you upset 1 and you get the 1 seed, because now you're the advantageous team.
It's like Pokemon. You defeat the enemy's Pokemon and you get their power. I think.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention.
That's not really Pokemon, but it's similar. Like that idea, I think, just makes sense. Because now, like Roll1, even if they win this game and go to the grand finals, they're still the minus seed regardless of who else gets there.
Oh.
So they automatically lose all the coin flips the whole tournament because they only upset the first place one.
I believe.
Regardless, Logical Decisions chose to have first pick since they are the higher seed, and because of that, Roll1 got to choose the map. Roll1 banned out Alterac Pass and Sky Temple, and Logical Decisions banned out BOE and Cursed Hollow, and Roll1 chose D-Shire. So D-Shire, very important for the solo lane, so we expect a lot of rotations on this map, or really strong solo lane picks, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Dragonshire
is a pretty standard map at this point. A lot of teams usually will have like a kind of standard strat they want to run on. So if a team is confident in their macro play, they'll usually pick Dragonshire, so definitely look to see some of that coming out.
I know Roll1 picks it often. We'll pull up their stats here because they didn't have a chance to preemptively check their stats. Roll1 has played it 6 times and they are 3-3 on the map. My guess is they've picked it for most of that, if not all of it. Yeah, 3-3 is not bad at all. When we casted Roll1 the first time, because I think the 3rd time I've ever casted Roll1 this season, they played D-Shire. They did well in the early game, but ended up throwing in the late game on it.
I've been there.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. D-Shire is a good map. I think they had like 3 dragons in under 10 minutes and still ended up losing the game.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Real bad. The enemy team had a Vola that got to like level 22, which of course just means Vola's gonna do Vola things.
Yep.
So, going forward, I expect to see an ETC pick from them. Rock Your World is their tank player. He's super good on ETC. He tends to actually carry like all the pre-7 fights on just by having the ETC. Like all the rotations, all the team fights, they're all like described by ETC in that early game when he's doing a lot of ganks, a lot of side power, coming out of like a bush with a power slide, initiating all of that. And then
pretty good ETC map overall, definitely.
And really good ETC player. Would like to see them pick up one hero that scales in case he goes long, maybe a Gul'dan or a Lunara. Gul'dan,
or a Nazebo.
Naz in the off lane, but not generally that high of a priority. Tends to be considered one of the worst heroes right now. I like Gul'dan though the most out of all the late game heroes because in the early game he brings wave clear. Like he's not useless in the early game. Like you think of Lunara, she's not that good in the early game at all. But you think of Gul'dan and he's kind of consistent with a huge power spike at the end. You know. So
yeah, Gul'dan's he's pretty good throughout the entirety of the game. He's just sort of there in your face, clearing wave, clearing your entire team.
Could pair him with an Ariel, maybe. Ariel received some buffs recently. Buff nerfs, really, because it's more self-sufficient and not so reliant on your ally, though having Gul'dan, you're still going to be able to max that out pretty easily. I'm sorry, I read chat and there was a joke in it. You guys are seeing it 2 minutes in the future, but I did see your comment there about the rabies facts over actually showing off co-casters.
Well, I sacrificed my self-image to promote rabies awareness.
Yes, rabies is fully preventable, and we are, obviously against rabies here on this
Gotta
channel.
get the word out. Very
Yeah.
anti-rabies. It might be a hot take. This is a bold position, but I'm
really
very
bold position, I'm sure. We're back to the game though, coming up. Yeah. So out of logical decisions, I know I've casted them before, but what did they play? They played Johanna. They played pretty mean Johanna. They played Junkrat, so I expect them to go Junkrat. They've also played this map 6 times, and they're also 3-3 on this map.
Ooh.
They played Chen, and they're 4-0 on Chen. Ana 1-3, but they have a high win rate Junkrat. They have a high win rate Jaina, a high win rate Johanna. All 3 of which are good on this map. They also play a Zagara. Zagara would be a spicy pick on this map, but by no means a bad necessary pick on this map if she can just kind of bully whoever is in that top lane.
Yeah, Lunara, she exists.
Zagara,
She's not incredibly... Oh, Zagara, hi.
Yeah,
sorry.
even more of a bold pick.
I was like, okay, top lane Lunara, that's a cool strat.
It's actually the very last match, Logical Decision versus Who Knows Gaming. So their last playoff match last week, they ran D-Shire, and they did run Chen, Zagara, Johanna, Sylvanas, Rhaegar.
Ooh.
So a lot of pushing power for sure, a lot of early game bullying as well. So we could see an identical draft if Roll1 didn't scout them, perhaps.
Yeah, that is a scary team. Zagara, I think, is sort of kind of a sleeper pick right now. I think she's solid, but people just sort of have forgotten she exists.
I've been picking her back up since I'll be moving off to the off lane. Roll1 pick the map. I guess I could have just typed that in chat real quick. Since 2-minute delay, that's a while to wait for that answer when we're just sitting here waiting for the teams to be ready. I think Zagara is a bit of a sleeper right now. I think Maul is also the old choice again. I know that's probably a hot take, but with how many nerfs have gone into Nidus, I think Maul and the team fight setup there is really good.
Yeah, Maul has been hit with the nerf hammer several times. Or Nidus, I don't know what hit that.
Both have. Both of her ults have been hit before.
I don't know why Blizzard doesn't want Zagara to be good. Okay, well I say that, but then I remember when Zagara was good and it was completely miserable.
Back when she was busted with AMO, but when they removed AMO, she kind of deserved a buff, and they gave it to Nidus, and now they've like nerfed Nidus in the ground. So I would say go back to Maw, but but you never know.
Yeah, either one can work. I mean, you only get 4 Niduses now, and they are on a 2-minute cooldown, Blizzard. Hello. But it's still, I mean, it is like 4 instant globals just anywhere on the map if they don't clear them. So.
And having the phone. As we jump into the draft here of Logical Decision versus Roll1Esports, Logical Decision is going to be on the blue side. Roll1's going to be on the right side as we move in here.
You're just waiting on those first picks. Good. Those will usually set the tone, I think, for what kind of game wants to be played. Secret picks are usually held for later. The teams will usually show what they're prioritizing first with these first couple picks.
Yeah. In the middle of the season, there was a bunch of stats posted for a handful of maps on Heroic Division. Dragonshard was one of them. Dragonshard, up to that point in all of Heroic Division, had been played 8 times. First pick only had a 25% win rate, probably showing, as I realize I have chat blocking a lot of the draft there. Probably showing how important that off-lane pick is for this map and how good that counter pick is going forward.
Yep.
So, we'll see how that plays out. We see the Garrosh Man, not too surprising here. Solid tank.
Yeah, Garrosh, pretty good Garrosh map. Around those points, if you got a sneaky Garrosh. Not even a sneaky Garrosh. You just got a Garrosh sitting in one of those side bushes on the shrine.
Roll1 must have done their homework, or they're listening to the stream. Probably homework, most likely, because there's a huge delay on the stream. And they ban out the Sylvanas here.
Ministry of Cyprus.
Of note, right now, the other Division B West game is going on over on Bahamut's stream. And the winner of that will face Deviled Kegs, and then that match, the winner of that will face the winner of this match in the Coastal Finals.
Nice.
So you can go check out Bahamut and see which of those teams will be moving forward to then face Deviled Kegs, then face this. And there's the Zagara ban, so Roll1 definitely did their homework here.
Meta forward.
And there's the ETC picked up by Logical Decisions. Not going to let that pass over to Roll1. Also, they probably played it themselves because it's not that hard of a tank.
Yep, ETC. There's a lot of specific ETC things you gotta know, but like every tank player plays ETC, so.
Anduin Diablo picked up probably a solid pairing. I think a lot of people sleep on the synergy between these two. Like you have the root to follow up Overpower if Diablo's close, and if he's not, you have the Anduin's passive just say, "What are you doing? Get back here."
Yep. It's not quite Diablo Tyrande, but it's the next best thing probably.
As Lunara Rexar, so Lunara is going to provide quite a bit of scaling power here. Rexar is the offlane pick, so I imagine they'll probably ban some kind of counter to him. Maybe a Phoenix, maybe the variant, Toonblade variant, super good into Rexar, so is Phoenix. Zagara would have been good to counter her as well, but that's already taken off the table. Yep. Roll1, I imagine, will ban a healer, potentially the Ana. Potentially Uther. It's going to in fact be the Malf instead, not wanting that root follow-up on top of Power Slide.
Yeah, Malf pretty good right now. Not a super flashy hero, but those roots are really impactful, especially on Dragonshire, where there's all those like natural chokes where it's really Malf can just like throw down a free root.
There's
and
the other
somebody every time.
The other grass, the bushes, and you put grass inside of grass.
Grass Central.
Sure. As Logical Decisions decides that their ban, which is probably a DPS or an offlane, is going to be the Jaina pick, not giving that much wave clear over to Roll1 with that combo potential with APOC, which we may see out of Rock Your World. We saw it a lot yesterday. I think it was picked up in every game with Diablo yesterday.
Eternally good, yeah.
I imagine this will be 2 DPS. Well, they could pick their offlaner or hide a DPS here. It's going to be the Kael'thas pickup for their wave clear and DPS, and it's going to be Ohead and Meteoric for their offlane choice. Entomb, APOC with Kael'thas throwing his AoE damage in there will be pretty deadly.
Yep. Yeah, already a pretty scary combo. Interesting to see the Leoric up against the Rexar. I'm not 100% sure how that lane goes. I think it could go either way. It is a little hard for Leoric to get on Rexar, but Leoric is pretty good at killing Misha, so...
Yeah, could go Animal Husbandry and really just help Leo out in the lane. Like, Rexar probably won't die, but you help him out by giving him more healing off of Misha. As we see Junkrat and Rhaegar, so they are picking up those 2 picks. They're been doing really well with Junkrat. It provides a lot of wave clear. We've seen Yikes S tier, the top team in Heroic right now, also pick up a lot of Junkrat, especially on this map as well. So Junkrat seems to be making a big comeback slowly but surely with his poke and burst off of his ult. Rhaegar just a standard support, and there's a Raynor last pick, just very consistent hero all around.
Yeah, Raynor very good. He's got the distinct advantage of having a gun when everyone else does not have it. So that's definitely a huge tactical advantage for Jim Raynor, I think.
I agree. I think there's not really a team that like solely outskills the other, because you have the Diablo and Leoric combos set up with Entomb's APOC, Kael'thas going off, Raynor autos or AoE every 3rd auto. So it's not really like one team has a distinct advantage over the other than maybe in the early game.
These are pretty these drafts could definitely go either. It is important to point out for Roll1 that they do have a lot of direct damage. Like Kael'thas and Raynor are very good at killing things, whereas Junkrat and Lunara take a little bit more time. Anduin, his sustain healing I think is a little iffy. It's not bad, and it can definitely heal up Junkrat and Lunara damage. But if they get caught out and they're just being constantly pressured, it could become a factor.
For Logical Decisions on the Rhaegar, we have Ziltoid on Lunara, Snowglare on Junkrat, Ulysses on Rexar, and eDay15 playing the ETC. Please introduce Roll1.
For Roll1, we got Velvet on Anduin, Rock Your World on Diablo, Big Beard on Yunba on Raynor, and Zad on Kael'thas.
Big Beard did subscribe to our channel today using his Twitch Prime. So big shout out to him. He got the first blood emote. Doubt he'll be able to put it in while he's playing though.
Elite emote.
It really is.
Only the top percentage of players have the first blood emote.
If you play MOBAs, it's just such a good emote because first blood's like such a thing in MOBAs. Alright, we actually have the totem talent picked up at level 1 for Rhaegar. He deciding we'll see if he goes full totem build. Or if he favors just that one totem for the extra move and the extra area of effect. I imagine,
a lot of totem talents got some changes this patch. So.
The Midas attack speed with the extra health on it seems pretty good too, but I haven't had a chance to play around with it too much. Looks like it's going to be bird build for Rexar, just getting more animals. There's a living bomb on Kael'thas, on Misha. Kael'thas is the one who threw it. We actually have like 2 in the bottom lane already. Junkrat setting up to deny some rotation. He catches the end of it in the trap, but there's no damage there.
Yeah, they're not going to miss any soak, but that's a good heads up. Trap is just very good at sort of denying area, slowing down rotation.
We do have Lunara with Sentinel Wisp. She stuck it in the Bermuda. She's going to have vision on all of that. Big Beard, on the other hand, is already half health of Rexar in the top lane.
Ooh, that's not good. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, no, that's pretty incredible. That's not usually what you see there. 2 globes on Kael'thas, meanwhile. As they're just kind of rotating, doing waves. A little interesting to keep just Anduin down here. He's not able to heal anyone else besides himself, really. He does have Renew, so it's just the tick damage after auto-attacking a hero, not necessarily the quote-unquote lifesteal that he can also get there. As Misha's now down to a quarter health. Big Beard just bullying Rexar here in this top lane, as Roll1's picking up their siege camp, and Logical Decisions just finished theirs.
Yeah, once Rexar gets some talents going, his level 4, I think, will be pretty impactful in surviving that lane.
He could really go into like
right
any
now,
of the 4s.
Yeah, they would all help. Block, I think, even.
Block is not the level 4. It's the Globe Quest, it's Animal Husbandry, and then it's the Auto Attack Lifesteal.
There's a 3rd one, I might be wrong. Or a 4th one, rather.
Maybe there is.
I haven't played Rexar in a while, I don't know.
Me either.
Yeah, all of those talents will definitely help.
I just feel like he loses to a lot of things right now. Mostly like the Twin Blade variant is just in Phoenix, they're both super good against him. Lunara's in the top lane, gonna try to help secure that. Meanwhile, no one's really taken top yet. Big Bear did secure the top one. He's gonna ghost walk a little bit out there. Misha's gonna go channel that. Meanwhile, we have 3 people from Roll1 taking the Bruiser camp. Well, yeah, the Bruiser camp already rolling out for
not necessarily slow in their Bruiser camp, but Logical Decisions is very fast on there, so they're gonna get a lot of wall damage here. That Nature's Calling doing a lot of work on this. They might get the whole wall here, and all of a sudden Leoric's domination in the top lane isn't really paying off anymore.
No, they also have to keep 2 people here to keep the ETC from channeling the dragon, and Junkrat is in the bottom lane getting XP, so there's a little bit of an XP advantage, just all of top walls already down.
Yeah, Junkrat's macro, especially after 13, is really... Oh, man.
Oh, 2-man stun from Misha, and they're going to kill Diablo off of that, and Leo is going to be the next to fall. That's both the frontliners down for Roll1.
Huge Misha stun.
They need someone in this bot lane. They're focusing too much on top. They need someone in the bot lane.
Yeah, Junkrat's getting a lot of value here, double soak.
ED is able to sit in there. There's a stun onto Anduin. He can't save himself that well, so he's going to end up falling. Ziltoid on Lunar is going to go ahead and get the first dragon. That's the first dragon 3 minutes in. It's not really the position you want to be in as Roll1 right now, but Logical Decision, probably pretty happy with what's going on the map.
Yeah, for sure, I'd say. Getting the dragon this early, not always incredibly impactful, because the dragon's health isn't scaled that much, so you can only tank a tower or 2 and maybe like 1 or 2 heroes worth of damage before you're dead. You know, a tower... this is a huge wave, though, pushing up with this dragon, so they might get more than that.
It was Hungry Bear for Rexar at 4, by the way.
Yeah, that'll probably help the most against Leoric here, maybe.
Yeah.
In the long run, maybe not so much, but in this whole
Roll1 probably needed Raynor here a little bit earlier to help clear out this.
It
is, and this he needs to be careful as there's the mine from Junkrat underneath, and they're also just gonna finish him as they knocked Diablo to like the next day.
Yeah, that was smart, kicking out the Diablo so he couldn't deal with the Kael'thas. Kael'thas might have been dead there no matter what.
And they're gonna fully secure that bottom fort. I want to talk about some of these talents again, but they're still fighting. There's the cleanse from Ray. Yeah.
Stopping the overpower.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Was he picked up cleanse? He didn't go into any more totem talents yet. He did get Stormcaller. I imagine he'll pick the 16, the extra range plus the huge 90% slow. Just too good to pass up at that point. But he did get more.
Disappointing.
Mana at 4 on the Storm Shield is really good.
I'm disappointed we picked good talents here like Clint. I wanted to see the new talent.
I mean, minus attack speed wouldn't have been bad, but I guess it is a Diablo, so at the end of the day, cleanse is good.
Yeah, probably not gonna hit the Raynor with the attack speed slow anyway. I mean, it'll be good against Leoric, but...
Sun King's Fury, so we're gonna see Living Bomb build out from the Kael'thas, potentially a Pyroblast? I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to a Pyroblast by any means.
Yeah, Pyro, it forces out the Ancestral, almost one-shots Junkrat, so that's something. bad.
It is choking Poland on Lunara, which we did just see proc as Diablo is just gonna fall there. They're pinging retreat on top of it. There goes Kael'thas, add to the Misha stun. They didn't seem to know Rexar was right behind them there. As level 10s are picked up for logical decisions, they do have the Ancestral Leaping Strike for the extra burst. Unleash the Boars Mosh Pit. We're still waiting on Junkrats, but it's most likely going to be Riptire. Choking Poland is another talent I wanted to talk about. It is, and there's the Misha follow-up as well as Lunara. There's Ancestral onto ETC to make sure he doesn't fall to the building as he continues to try to walk out. 300 health on him, but there's not going to be enough follow-up there from Roll1 as they are in a pretty deep spot defending Keep as they've lost the wall already.
Yeah, not a great start. Dragonshire can be decently snowbally, but it's definitely not the most snowbally map in the rotation. So there's definitely comeback potential. But Roll1's gonna have to play a pretty heads-up game from here on in. We're gonna pull back from this.
Missing the bottom 4 is a big disadvantage in that bottom objective fight as Logical Decision looks to pick up their camp here. Choking Poland at 7 for Lunara helps cover some of her early game damage, but gives up the extra late game splintering spear damage that she can pick up as 10s are secured in. And it is actually Pyroblast for Kael'thas.
Yeah, you might just need sort of the Pyroblast all in, sort of hoping for
The Unstoppable from Leo is going to save his life in the top lane. He's still going to take quite a bit of damage, but he's not going to die by any means. Light Bomb.
You also have the Entomb, but no Apocalypse.
Now he's going Lightning Breath, which I don't know. I've never done the math to see what ends up doing more damage inside of Entomb. I imagine it comes down to how many people you catch. Hyperion's there. There's the Power Slide and Mosh Pit. Solo Mosh Pit on Diablo, but the Raynor Q is going to interrupt that. There's Light Bomb coming out as well. Anduin's still just kind of stuck off to the sides, being zoned out. Misha's going to take half her health and start walking away, get the pocket heal. Meanwhile,
that's
from
a decent
Rexar.
trade there, I think. Yeah. No huge ult spend except for Hyperion, but Hyperion doesn't really win fights. It's just annoying.
Yeah, Mosh is gone is pretty big, but Leo was able to take the top one meanwhile, so they need to control this bot lane a little bit more on Roll1. That really seems to be their weak spot right now.
Diablo looking very immortal here.
Yeah, with the finished stacks on his passive there, and W build so far, good for sustain. Full W build becoming more popular. We might see that talent at 13. There's Lightning Breath to kill the Riptire, and then unstoppable there. There's going to be a Junkrat mine, but no one's sending on it just yet. There's the Pyroblast and Lunar, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Misha and Rex are going to kill Leo in the top lane. Ziltoid Force is tapped after getting hit by Pyroblast. Rhaegar's going to try to heal up a little bit. Anduin's going to be healing up a little bit for their team. They're still just fighting here because the dragon's being channeled. Roll1 needs to get the Leo alive, needs to have him recap top. Prod Rock being finished meanwhile. A lot of Lunara damage out there on. There's the Leaping Strike going to finish off Raynor, who's still sitting in the top lane. There's going to be the Light Bomb to help Diablo out as he's trying to flip people around and push them around, but Roll1 is going to look to lose their tank potentially. He's barely going to be saved there. Anduin's going to fall instead. Living Bomb value coming out. It's going to force the Ancestral from Wu No onto himself, and there's a soul reset on Diablo. Not what you wanted to see right now, but Lero did respawn, recap top, as EJ15 and Ziltoid are going to look to steal the siege camp away from Roll1, putting a lot of pressure with this Kata.
That was an incredible leap of faith. I mean, it wasn't super intentional, but the Unstoppable saving Diablo from the Junkrat mine while Anduin still got hit with it. Just a fun interaction.
Yeah. Oh, man. As Ziltoid's going to look to channel here, we'll see if Leo gives up his life. Nope, Leo's just going to watch it happen. Sit in the back, maybe going to look for... Nope, he's just going to leave now. Alright.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, there's not a lot he can get there, I guess. It's just this one Leo.
Greater Spell Shield for Lunar is going to make her pretty hard to kill. It's going to save her from that Pyroblast from now on that was originally targeting her. Soulful Bird build coming out from the Rexar mic check on ETC. Going to look to push that out a little bit more often.
No wall bang in the Junkrat.
74%, 40 seconds left on Dragon as they look to push in bottom keep here. Misha just standing there. Yeah. That was the 13 talent. 13 talents now picked up for Roll1 as Logical Decisions also looking for 16. It is going to be W Hellfire here as Misha takes quite a bit of damage. The Dragon's being drained out by Big Beard there on the Leoric. They're going to right-click it down, and it's going to take a tower shot even. It's going to fall before it has a chance to charge the Diablo even farther back, who's going to be Junkrat Mine back, and that's going to spell his death for sure. There's the Entomb not hitting anyone, unfortunately. Misha's in the back line. Zed stepping up too far there on the Kael'thas. He's going to be picked up. Anduin not able to save him in time, as this keep is probably going to fall now to the power of Logical Decisions draft right now.
The ATC is just being an incredibly powerful front line for these fights, just providing so much space for his team. It really doesn't feel like they're just Logical Decisions is just a Lunar and Junkrat team. They just have so much damage that they're putting in.
There goes another power slide, and there's Ancestral on the ETC saving him up as they finish off Leoric there. Diablo's back alive now. He's going to look to try and make something happen. He will have Lightning Breath. They do have Pyro. They can maybe look something. There's Light Bump, but it's not going to hit anyone, as it seems to be a miscommunication on their part, as there's the Lightning Breath now. There's Mosh Pit onto Tube. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Pyro Blast to finish him off. It's going to spread the Living Bomb to Misha. It's going to kill Misha. 44% on ult as they also finish off Rexar himself. Junkrat's going to mine himself away, but has the bomb, but puts himself next to Rhaegar, who's able to heal him. There's Big Beard trying to Wraith Walk in. Not going to be able to quite get far enough, as Raynor's still mounted up. He's still chasing a little bit. They should probably move for bottom camp at 16s. They're locked up for Logical Decisions, and it is going to be not the slow like we thought. It's a Rising Storm.
What is that thing chasing Junkrat? Did you see that?
No.
There was like a weird Anduin thing chasing Junkrat. It was like a little sun.
Oh, is it like his auto attack from his W?
It wasn't. It might have been. Oh, it might have been. Yeah. I'm not really sure what that looks like. It was very slow and very scary. It was like a tiny little Pyro Blast.
It probably was an auto attack that was like thrown up from his W or something weird. Alright, 16 talents though. We have Endless Needs, of course. We have Unfair Advantage, which is really where Lunar's power spike comes from. It's Feign Death on Rexar, so we'll see him die and not die. Imposing Presence for ETC, so the auto attack slow. That's where they're going to get it from, inside of the Rhaegar totem.
Yeah, their damage has been very scary this whole game. Logical Decisions has, and it's suddenly very much Lunara and Junkrat both come online pretty heavily at 16. So we'll have to see what happens from here. 89
souls right now for Diablo, so he's getting pretty close, but needs 11 more to get his big power spike. Leo missing the creepy hand as he's going to get stunned out by Rexar. He's not going to be able to Wraith Walk fast enough, as Lunar is there with that Unfair Advantage. Bottom is controlled by Junkrat. Anduin keeping an eye on mid. Well, there's 4 people pushing out top. I can imagine they've just pushed down this fort before they leave and go for Dragon. They're in a pretty comfortable spot right now. Raynor in the bot lane against the Junkrat. He's going to try to channel that objective for them to deny that, forcing the Logical Decisions to rotate around. Top fort does in fact fall as the 16s are now picked up. For Roll1. Yes! Good flank from Rock Your World. Sorry we missed that. Interesting talent. It's auto attack at 13-16 there for Leo. So it's going to help him out in 1v1s, but not necessarily the team out, as Rock Your World's going to be caught out here on the Diablo. He's going to wallbang, but there's the Anduin save for him, as it's percentage damage from the Raynor for the Bounty Hunter. Ignite coming out as well. Even-handed Blessing? Huh, alright.
Sure
some CDR for the Q on Anduin. Not a talent you normally see, which is why I had to take the time to read it there. As both teams are posturing around this bottom objective, Roll1 trying to hold it to keep Logical from getting another one. And there's the wallbang onto Rexar, but there's the cleanse. There's Entomb again catching no one. But he's going to step forward a little bit. 11 stacks for his auto attack quest. There's the Rhaegar stepping forward as well. The poke from Lunar is starting to chip in a little bit here and there on the Leo and Diablo. As teams are just going to back up a little bit, try to reset the fight, as they're going to hit Misha with a couple things, but not enough to do much. The Living Bomb on her might be important, though, if Rexar accidentally leashes, as they're going to catch the Rhaegar here. He's going to self-ancestral, and there's the lift up onto the ETC. There's the Riptire as well. Meanwhile, Misha's eating a lot of the damage and is going to be the one to fall here. Pyroblast onto Rhaegar. Ancestral is down. He's going to survive it, though, with his health. 90 health on the Junkrat. He's going to be able to mine himself out, as Lunar is the one taking a lot of damage now. They're doing a good job of sharing the tankiness here on Logical Decision. Leo is going to leave, try to go get that top objective. Roll1's going to start healing up with the power of AoE healing from Anduin. Living Bomb is going to proc the spell armor from Lunar. Is going to actually finish the wall as well. And Roll1's going to sniff out that they're on the siege camp here. They're going to move around, not enough to catch anyone, but enough to chip in a little bit of damage perhaps. They're going to root and put the Ignite Bomb onto Misha, but that's going to be quickly healed up. Leo's going to go ahead and go lock in that top objective now, as Roll1's going to continue to try to hold. There's the small heal, but is it going to be enough to keep Zad alive? It's not going to be enough. Ziltoid is still moving forward. Meanwhile, Raynord's getting caught out on the point. He's going to fall down as well. Top objective is now controlled by Leoric, but it doesn't matter. There's the living bomb trying to get the shielding, enough to keep him alive for now, but he's going to fall in the end to the power of Lunara and Rhaegar. They're just going to move in. They're even calling GG here on the side of Roll1. They understand this game is probably over here, but you never know with the power of Leo and Diablo. They could get in a big entomb, and it doesn't really matter because there's a lot. I forgot how much percentage was already gone from the core. 25% on it, 6%, and it's gone. There's the Mosh Kit trying to keep Diablo from doing anything, as game 1 goes over to logical decisions.
Yeah, pretty tight game there from logical decisions. It didn't look super firm the whole way through. Like, they were definitely sort of mortal there for a little while, especially during that last bottom fight right before 20, where they did get poked off, and they did pretty much lose that fight, even though they didn't have anyone die. They were losing that fight, so if that trend continued, then they definitely could have been in danger of losing the game, but one more good team fight clutched it out for sure.
Wono and Ziltoid, shout out to them for having 0 deaths in that game. Lunara topping siege and hero damage. Kel'Thas doing it for his team, but not quite good enough. Rhaegar topping healing. Rexar out healing Anduin. Always feels bad when Rexar out heals, but you see it quite often. It's a surprising amount when you see an ETC or a Rexar like out heal one of the team's healers.
Yeah, they do both put out a ton of healing for tank.
Rexar actually topping the tank damage numbers there with 87,000. Diablo only at 80.
Damage. It's not super surprising, I guess.
Yeah. Leo only put out 23k hero damage. 18 kills to 3 on the side of that. As we wait for word on game 2, if you're Roll1, do you take map pick again? Do you go for hero pick this time? Where do you go even?
I think you might go for hero pick and just hope. I'm not sure. It could definitely go either way because logical decisions played a very macro heavy game there. Their micro, like their team fights, were very strong, but I think they won that game through macro. They took camps constantly. They put a lot of pressure on top lane. Their team fights were very strong, but like they did have Junkrat and Lunara, so which usually don't win a head-on fight. But since they did have the level advantage most of the time, the scaling went in their favor. The macro pressure went in their favor with all the pressure they put on Leoric and sort of in the mid and bottom lane. And just how they played the shrines. It almost felt like they had a global hero on their team. How much Rexar was rotating and how much Junkrat was rotating with River. So I'm not really sure what you do. I think you just sort of take a deep breath and you play the game you want to play and try not to tilt after a game like that. Because losing to a Lunara who's just sort of killing your whole team is very tilting. So
I could see them choosing map pick and going to like Braxis and trying to let Big Beard carry them. Big Beard doing a very good job in that early game, especially in that off lane, bullying Rexar pretty heavily, which I imagine would be what they would look for anyways on the side of logical decision. As that similar map play style is there in the top lane. If you take first pick, though, where would you say you would take them if your logical decisions? Aiming for that more macro style. Curse Hollow's banned out, though. Sky Temple's banned out. Do you go to, like, Infernal? Or do you go...
You go to Blackheart's Bay. You get all the coins and you win the map.
Oh, unfortunately not a legal map in NGS this season. Maybe next season.
That's unfortunate. Maybe I'm voting for it next season.
I vote for it every season. I vote for Warhead Junction, too. I know it's big, but like it's not.
That's another macro heavy event.
It's just like you gotta just play a bunch of globals. It's the only map where 5 globals is viable.
I think Warhead is probably the best of the bad maps. I think maybe. I do personally like Blackheart's a lot.
You have to define like Blackheart's Bay is obviously on that list. Warhead Junction, most people put on that list. What else do you put on that list? Because I know not everyone agrees on what that list is. It's actually going to be Infernal Shrines. Not sure who picked the map, though.
Okay, yeah, that's smart. Infernal Shrines is another very macro-heavy map.
Sure. Infernal Shrines, you obviously have to control the shrines. We sometimes see Ragnaros. You could see a Diva pick on this map to clean up the final couple minion monkeys, if you need them. Other choices on this map are Guldans are sometimes picked, Sonias are sometimes picked up on this map. Yrel, Zul. Zul's a fun pick on this map. Offlane or 4-man.
much these days, but he's definitely pickable.
Looks like Roll1 actually picked the map based on the fact that
Interesting.
first pick is going to go over to the side of logical decisions.
Let's hope they got some secret Infernal Shrines map to bring this to a game 3, because I'm looking for that game.
It could just be their way of making Big Beard show up to team fights a little bit more consistently.
Sure.
We saw the Rexar rotate down a lot, but Big Beard tended to stay, in the early game at least, up in the top lane. So this could be their way of forcing him to show up to things. Could see Dahaka.
Yeah, that's a hard call to make. Yeah, Dahaka definitely.
Alex Straza sometimes played on this map. Let's go ahead and pull up their stats here on my screen. Let's see. This Logical Decisions play this map 4 times. They're 2-2 on this map. Very consistent across the board, apparently, on their win-loss rates. Meanwhile, Roll1 has played the map 4 times and also 2-2.
Nice.
So that's not going to help any.
Anybody's game.
It really is. Another map where both teams are at 50-50. Yeah, alright, yeah. So Roll1 for sure opted map pick then. They informed us in chat. You will tell them that we are ready whenever they are, and we'll just sit here and keep talking about the map, I guess. No Shrines. John Cena is coming out.
Yeah, Shrines is good. I mention it every time I've casted Shrines. Sometimes you see a D and press that E button and get like 20 minions. So that's
10.
pretty good. Well, 10's half a 20.
Ragnaros, I think you can secure for like 15, but like it's really nice to just save the passive to defend instead of trying to inch out the last bit, because if you lose and then you don't have the passive, it just feels bad. I also just don't like Rag on this map.
Yeah,
I think
it is sort of a map people
overrated.
do pick him on, but it is a little weird.
I just feel like he's just heavily overrated for on this map.
Yeah, probably a bit.
As the teams are ready up, so we're going to head to the draft to see how they feel about Ragnaros and other heroes on this map. We could see Johanna again. She's pretty good on here. This was the map that ended up causing her to get monsters removed from that bonus damage on her Q for a while.
That's true. Night takes spawn. That's a shame.
Yeah, real shame on that one for sure. As a logical decision, we'll look to do the first ban. Could see the Leo ban. He did a pretty good job last game for sure.
Yeah, Leo early game pretty strong. His later
all the
game
entombs though.
Pressuring job. Yeah, not a lot of entomb value, but other places they weren't too bad.
For sure. Sitting here waiting for them to figure out what they want to ban. For sure. Pull up their stats here. That is my screen. My bad.
Sure, taking their time here. Curious if they have anything weird they want to ban, or if they're just taking their time to talk about the draft.
Yeah, could be talking. They're gonna ban out the Garrosh again.
Garrosh again.
Could be looking for that first pick ETC.
What they banned. They banned Sylvanas last time. Definitely another map to ban Sylvanas on. She's not as OP as she used to be with shutting down buildings. It's not that she was OP before. She was pretty bad before. But she just shut up buildings. So that was annoying. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there's
still pretty good at
response,
shutting
man.
up buildings.
Will the second ban be Zagara? That's the big question.
I would be kind of sad. I'd like to see a Zagara.
Could be the ETC ban. Could I easily see that if you don't have first pick? Could be a Johanna ban.
Yeah.
Do neither team play Ana? Like, they didn't pick Ana at all.
Yeah, Ana didn't show up at all last game.
What else didn't show up? There's Kira didn't show up at all. It's gonna be ETC ban from Logical Decisions, so my guess is they're gonna move in more towards the Johanna option. Their ETC did really well, so that's a little interesting. It made me even cause to like double check to make sure I didn't have the team swapped. It's gonna be the Junkrat ban instead. Not overly surprised. I gotta say, didn't really think of it, but not surprised. Able to just.
It's another great Junkrat map.
Yeah,
they played Junkrat pretty well last game as well.
So
it does make sense.
Snowglare gonna throw in the Junkrat smiley face emote there into
That's
chat.
right, that's the ultimate respect when you're target ban. Makes you feel pretty good.
And I'm gonna see the first pick. It is gonna be the Johanna, which leaves both Diablo and a Nubrek available for Roll1 as the next top tiers of tanks. Really, both were just considered pretty solid for a while now. Could see Cho'Gall tank? Probably not.
Probably not.
I could see just them locking in like something like Valarial or Ariel Gul'dan as well, both of which would be pretty solid here. Johanna could lead to the fact that they might go into like a double support hyper carry comp as well, which means the new rack pick will be super solid. And there's that Dahaka we talked about, good for the shrine clear, good global, give you some of that extra wave clear as well.
That still doesn't really show anything for your draft. You could go into anything with a new rack Dahaka. It doesn't really telegraph what your next move is going to be at all.
Mm-hmm. Also, it gives you lots of flexibility because you could go divey with it and like have Dahaka dig deep, and then Nubrak like dive win, and then like throw like a Kerrigan or something in there.
Yeah.
Or you could play defensively and just use it to peel, because they both have pretty good peel potential as well. We're gonna have the Anduin and the Kael'thas swap teams here, going over to logical decisions this time around.
See if they can be more successful with it than Roll1 was last game.
True.
Not that they played it poorly at all. Anduin had a couple. I mean, I think he played as well as he could have. There was a lot of pressure there.
Hanzo banned from Roll1 here. Not overly. Hanzo is pretty solid. In general, really. Just
pretty good on this map with the explosive Q. Even the W damage isn't terrible.
Yeah. I like W build. I've literally never played Q build. The only time I ever take a Q talent is literally at 4, because it's just good wave clear. Other than that, I just don't pick the talents. It's going to be the Jaina ban again from Logical Decisions, not wanting to hand that over to them. Roll1, I'm still down for the Ariel Gul'dan option.
Yeah, definitely could work.
Logical Decisions will pick a DPS, probably a sustained damage.
Oh, there's the Vala.
Vala Tassadar! Are we going to see Ariel last pick then? Because man, Tassadar after his buffs, I would argue is first ban, first pick material, and we're going to see how Roll1's able to handle it. We'll see if they even have a TAS player.
I'm ready for it.
I'm ready to check their stats here. Roll1 has played Tassadar. They are 100% win rate across one game so far.
Nice.
And they're going to pair it with the Vala, both of which had health buffs recently, so which means they're both tankier, and both have really good damage output. That's going to be the Rexar, and it's going to be the Raynor picked up. So Logical Decision is going to play a very standard front to back, with a lot of front line, some decent heals, a lot of consistent damage. Roll1, on the other hand, looking to like either infinitely sustain or just blow up. Do you think they'll just go into like an Orphea or something and just go like full burst combination, like screw healing, we're just going to end the game?
That would be pretty wild. I don't think they will.
The Storm League special.
Pretty wild. Absolutely the Storm League special.
The Tassadar solo heal. They're instead going to pick up Rhaegar.
Oh, wow.
So a more DPS-y healer option there. They don't really have a huge front wall for Vala, but it could be Bloodlust. Archon plus Vala with inside of a Bloodlust could be super good. Maybe a little like
definitely a threat.
Yeah, for sure. It could also be like Force Wall, and they could just like look to pick people off one at a time. Start with, though it's hard to kill a Johanna if you focus her first. As we move into Game 2 of Logical Decision versus Roll1Esports Division B West Semifinals, we have Woe No on Anduin, EDA15 playing Johanna, Ziltoid on the Raynor, Snowglare playing Kael'thas, and Ulysses on that Rexar again.
For Roll1, we got Big Beard on Dahaka, Junba on Vala, Zad on Tassadar, Velvet on Rhaegar, and Rock Your World on Anu.
Yes. Thank you all for coming out as we load in. We're up to 31 viewers, which is the largest amount of viewers I've streamed for ever. We've actually also we've made the top row for hot streams as well right now.
Nice. A little disappointing, but nice. It would be nice if that minimum threshold was a little bit higher. But
we're like when I checked there, which is why there was the brief sound of our cast on top of other people's, on top of our own talking. We were like 4th place. Bahamut, Fan, and like 2 others were above us. We have a shout out to John Knight and the lads here in chat as the teams congratulate them, say good luck to each other. This could be the last game of the series, or we could go to Game 3, as we have a new rank going into Beetle build right now. Q build for the Vala, Psi Infusion still for the Tassadar, pretty standard there. Ace in the Hole, Lots of Hope, Bird build coming out again. And this Anduin also is going to go Renew here. Rhaegar going to go W talent this time around. Yeah, a little bit self-sustained with the way that works now. So a little bit larger area. As the teams move in to start wave clearing, and the first wave advantage will go over to Logical Decision. But faster there on that wave clear. Probably because Dahaka might have wanted to hesitate to figure out if he even wanted to go top or use that global a little bit later on. Johanna going to dismount the Tassadar to keep her team ahead, but able to get a wave. I'm not able to deny any minions with it, but just harass a little bit, annoy them.
Yeah, always a good thing to just keep in the habit of doing, even if it doesn't impact super much. I mean, you know, it slows the rotation down by like a second, which adds up eventually.
Will we see the tongue here?
Kalthas getting stunned out here.
Oh, I was watching top lane. I was seeing how that was going.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Yeah, did get a decent stun combo, and the Kalthas didn't lead anything.
As we have logical decisions starting on their camp, there's Velvet going to go ahead with the help of Wanba there, and Rock Your W going to pick up theirs on the side of Roll1. It's of course going to be cleared out a little bit faster there on the side of logical decision, as both teams had their a healer down here trying to soak up a little. Roll1's going to move down, potentially look at taking away that bottom camp, while logical decisions in the mid defending that camp.
Interesting note here, Vala went Monster Hunter at level 1, not the... I mean, I don't know what's standard on Vala anymore, but we're not seeing Caltrops or the Hot Pursuit.
Normally it's Hot Pursuit, and then I've been seeing a lot of W build.
Yeah.
Auto Tech build not that uncommon either. As teams are moving in to see who can secure this, you have Reveler getting pretty low. He's going to heal him up, though. You also have Living Bomb on a Nubrek, but he's going to W, and it's not going to be enough, as the camp does go over to logical decisions, as well as First Blood coming out for them.
That Ian was a little questionable. I've been there as a tank main where I'm like, hey, where's my team? Where's my support? But
Tassar was still clearing in the mid, hasn't even finished cleaning up that camp yet. Misha almost dead, meanwhile in the top lane, 100 health on her, but a little bit of heal. She's taking back and forth between like 150 and 220. Big Beard's going to need to use a little bit of his passive, but I didn't have very much saved up there.
Yeah, with tissue regeneration, if you can get those gloves, you should be okay. You really should be okay.
Carla's light on the Tassar to pick up that extra armor. Full lightning build coming out from Rhaegar still. Bed of Barbs for Nubrak for the extra slow on his Q. Puncturing Arrow, of course, for Vala as she continues into that Q build. Inner Fire for Anduin. Not too bad of a talent by any means. Pairs really well with his level 20 burn damage that heals him at on his autos. As Roll1 moves to go get their siege camp, or bruiser camp, they're a little bit slower on these camps than logical decision.
Yeah, for now. With Vala with Q build, she'll be able to burn them eventually pretty easily when she gets them. But she did move into Q at level 4 again, which isn't going to give her really any shrine presence. Well, I mean, she has her standard W, but... And her hyper carry potential isn't going to be as strong as it would be with Q build. Going auto attack, or isn't as strong as it would be with auto attack build. Going auto attack build against Johanna is a risk.
W build is super good at. There's a 3-man Q though from a Nubrak as he follows it up with his dive. Yeah, big stun, but not enough damage from the Vola just yet. Living Bomb about to be passed off to Rhaegar as well, as they're trying to heal up a little bit here, but they're not able to quite out sustain or out heal. A Living Bomb going to be passed off to Vola. Nubrak getting super low, going to get his W off, as Rhaegar also is going to do. There's the peel back from the Ziltoid after the tongue from Dahaka. Johanna falling pretty low as well. Do they have enough damage? There's the Q going to miss from Vala that time around. And in fact, going to be Nubrak going to be the first to fall after the Misha stun.
Yeah, sort of an awkward fight there. I think this is the time for Roll1, despite just losing their hero, to try and get some shrine minions.
They're going to move in a little bit. They're going to ping retreat, though, going to start as Tassar just leaves.
Yeah, it was nearly a one fight for them, but the Nubrak dying at the end there was pretty unfortunate.
They're going to scale really well, though. Like, Vala scales a Tassar, number-wise, may not seem like the biggest scaler in the game, but, like, talent-wise, one of the biggest scalers in the game. No joke. Tassar at 20 with Infinite Archon is just an absolute monster. As repeating arrows picked up for Vala as she continues into that Q build. Needs to rotate back up here to burn Punisher. That is going to be what her Q build's built good for, is just burning that Punisher down. Zealous Glare, the full blind build from Johanna right now. It's going to really punish the Vala as best she can. It's going to make Bloodlust a little bit riskier of an ult choice, but I still think it might be the way to go.
Possibly, yeah. It's definitely, I guess it is a good thing Vala didn't go into auto attack build now with Zealous Glare happening. Not really going to get the super extension on the blind with the auto attacks that you get with Zealous Glare, but that extra second on the blind definitely impactful if she was full auto build.
Up to 5, so I think it's a 2-second blind now?
Something like that. I can't remember what it is.
2.5 baseline or something like that. It's a pretty long blind baseline, all things considered.
Yeah.
We have, of course, Psionic Projection from Tassar getting the extra range. Super important talent for him. As the Haka scouts out, the Ziltoid's down here on this bottom camp. Wilno and E-Day are pretty close, so I don't know if he's going to be able to move in without allies showing up. But he's got a little bit of time still. He can move in and definitely delay this. There he goes. Going to get on the point before he has a chance to get rooted. They're going to turn the Raynor, and there's the save from Anduin, though, as a big blind coming out from Johanna. Camp was secured, meanwhile, for them. There's a slow onto E-Day from the bed of barbs, but do they have enough damage to finish it off in time? It's not going to quite finish any kills for them. 2 kills to 0 still in favor of logical decisions, as there's a living bomb to say hello to the Rhaegar. Dahaka digs all the way to the top lane, of course, to start getting that. He's missing most of his well up here, as well as the whole wall. He's just trying to zone out. He's trying to get some healing, clear the minion wave. But there's a big siege press coming in. This is what double support does really well, is they just siege. They can stay in the lane, sustain themselves for a long time, push forward slowly but surely. They take the wall, they take a tower.
Out of Dahaka instead of the feeding frenzy that you normally see, I think. Most of the talents have changed since I've noticed. But the symbiosis doesn't seem super common.
He could just go into W build for the wave clear or the shrine presence. As level 10's picked up pretty evenly, all things considered. Blessed Shield, Rainer's Raider, Phoenix coming out, Unleash the Boars and Light Bomb. No Pyroblast this game like we saw in the first one. It is going to be Archon on Tassadar there. Ancestral not going to go into the Bloodlust. That could have been interesting. Cocoon as well as Isolation. There's the Light Bomb on Johanna. Gonna land, and they're doing a lot of damage to the Rhaegar. He's gonna go ahead, and he's gonna Ancestral himself up, and there goes Kalphas. Meanwhile, there's the Raynor's gonna be in big trouble here, as Archon's about a quarter of the way still left on it. Big slow on his auto. He's gonna be pulled back by the Anduin. Root onto the Nubrak's gonna keep himself. These are the Q bounces. They're coming up from Vala. Was able to land that, but it's not a one shot by any means. As now they're gonna push forward. They're gonna dive in for the Raynor because they have the Nubrak Beetles as well coming out from him. They're going to go ahead and go down, but they have minions pushing in at the same time. Getting a chip damage there from the W from Tassadar, who's pretty low on mana. Not something you normally see from a Tassadar, honestly.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
The only time I usually run out of mana on Tassadar if I have to spam E on cooldown. So maybe he's being pressured pretty heavily, because I will do it. He's shielding the wall there to defend from the minions, even though they're hitting the tower.
Yeah, I was curious if we were going to see Force Wall this game. I do kind of like Force Wall quite a lot. I think it is a lot of fun, but I think they do get the Archon.
They've been short a little bit of damage, so I'm not surprised they went into Archon. Yeah. As they were the only team to get, the one team out of the two that picked up their Bruiser Camp to pressure top. Dahaka would be able to set that up before he globals in. 10 minion monkeys so far, 12 minion monkeys for logical decisions as they continue to clear. Push forward 1-2 now for Roll1 as they're starting to push in onto the Misha a little bit. Raider's going to put some damage onto Tassadar. There's a living bomb, but it's not going to spread any. Does it probably spread to him from something? Maybe a minion. Misha's still pushing forward here. They're going to go in a little bit on her. There's the root. There's the Haka in the backline, though. He's looking for that. There's the Unstoppable popped as the light bomb came out. Ancestral, but it's the Dahaka who needs some peeling here in the backline. He's going to go ahead and get it. Johanna is going to come out of the cocoon as Misha falls. There's a big stun ult from Vala. There's tongue on Johanna as well, but meanwhile they lifted up Gravity Lapse on the Rhaegar. There's the Blessed Shield. They're trying to finish off the Rhaegar, but it's not going to go in. There's Archon coming out as well. That's going to potentially turn this fight around as tap was available for Rhaegar here. He's still pushing forward. He needs a shield onto Tass, but it's not going to come out, and there's going to be the Punisher for logical decisions. It's the Punisher, so I imagine this fort will end up falling because of the way that works, turning off buildings nowadays. And there's the jump onto Tassadar. He's just going to pop vision to make sure he's safe as the building's going to be turned off here. Vala's going to throw out a Q to make sure she gets that going. This is the power of Monster Hunter. She'll try to burn that down.
Right side here for Roll1 is they do have that siege camp pushing top. It did get a whole wall and some of the, which is decent before Rhaegar was able to clear it up.
Gravity Lab's missing
like
on the
only
Rhaegar.
Here.
Yeah, not overly surprised. I mean, it is Q build Vala. Normally taken on BOE for the sole purpose of burning objectives that have large health bars like that. As logical decisions going to steal away the mid siege camp here from Roll1. Roll1's going to probably look to push forward, try to find something as 13 talents are picked up now for both teams.
Ooh, we got nullification out on the Tassadar. That should be pretty impactful.
It should be. Yeah, it's a pretty standard talent. I think it's still the go-to. It's the hardest part about it is psionic projection. It's your smallest cast range by a mile.
Yeah, it really is.
So you're clicking it, trying to get it off, and your character's moving forward. You're like, why? Where are you going? As the Tassadar shield's gonna protect from Living Bomb there on the Nubrex, who's not really taking that damage. Full shield of lightning shield build coming out from Rhaegar still. The self-healing Primal Swarm coming out from Dahaka for a little extra chip damage there with the minus 10 armor available to him. Still going into Bird build, and we're still going into Living Bomb build. Giddy up for the Raynor. Holy Fury for the Johanna, trying to play it a little bit lazier potentially. With that pickup, as they move forward here, there's the Cocoon onto Anduin as they're trying to steal away this camp. There's the Isolation onto the Johanna. There's the Archon as well, but Living Bomb's just spreading around as well. It almost finishes them all off. Raynor or Nubrek's going to end up falling to it. Dahaka is going to get caught out, but he's going to have a big self-heal coming in on his passive as Zad's trying to figure out what to do. Velvet's trying to run away. 290 health on him. He's going to end up falling as well as Tassadar there. Dahaka is going to land a tongue. Raynor's just going to keep right-clicking the Vala. And Dahaka's going to get out, and it's a 3-for-1 trade, but they stole the camp away. I'm not 100% sure that was worth it.
Yeah, not quite. Kel'Thas put a lot of work in there on that point. They did win the fight for like a second. The cleanup was really brutal. I'm not really sure what went wrong there. Vala had a full health bar by the end of that fight, and it's hard to say. You know, I wasn't. You know, you
well,
can't pay attention
her Q heal was just full healer, so
yeah,
I think it was after they got that first kill, they kind of started to split damage and kind of rotate around, and
yeah,
you know, 2 of them went top to chase the Rexar, and the rest of them stayed bot trying to hit the backliners, and they just got split and picked off at that point because they were all at really kind of disadvantaged fights. As we continue our race to 16 now, halfway there. Through level 15 on logical decisions, quarter of the way there so far, just trying to catch up. As Roll1 looks to take the Bruiser camp pretty early this time around, probably for that little extra XP.
Ooh, ISO on the Rexar.
Yeah, ISO on the Rexar for sure. I'm
really
not
sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get anything from it really. In fact, might die from running that far forward. The Q, there's the Blessed Shield coming out as well. There's the Gravity Lapse as well. He's trying to heal through this the best he can. He's gonna end up falling down. Overstepping his boundaries. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, though, they're trying to chase down Ziltoid, but he's going to be able to E and heal up, and he's going to use tap just in case. And Volo was in the bot lane. They're going to look to clean that up. It's going to be Inner Focus for Anduin, Imposing Presence on Johanna, Paint Them Red, Ignite, and Feign Death. As 16s were also picked up there. Dahaka picking up Tunneling Claws would have helped him out just a moment ago.
Yeah, a little late for that now.
Epicenter, Seething Hatred, so some spell power coming out from Vola, really going to be able to blow up a single target here with that Q build, Psionic Echo, and Rising Storm, as the teams are starting to engage around this Immortal or Punisher objective, and they're going to burn the bear down, as Dahaka is going to dig into the backline. He's going to look for something as the Epicenter goes forward. There's a Cocoon onto Anduin, and meanwhile Kel'Thas is going to die. He got the Phoenix off, but it's not going to be enough, as Tassadar is just going off with the Archon right now as well. There's a huge clear. 27 to 15 on the objectives, but Dahaka is super far out there. He's going to get Ancestral, though, and that's going to bring him back into this, as Anduin's getting caught by the Vala ult. There's the pings to retreat, as Anduin's going to scout out 3 with his W.
ISO on the Raynor?
Raynor. ISO on Raynor. He's trying for the tongue. He needs to be careful here, as the 3 objectives left for Roll1, 2, 1, and they're going to pick up the Arcane Punisher, their first Punisher of this game at level 16. This is when double support really starts to take off, as these late game talents where they're really supporty and their supports are able to build up enough damage. There's the jump onto the bear, the follow-up stun coming out, and they're going to look to try and burn it. Q quest was finished by Vola on the bear there, not able to kill Misha, 1400 health on him, as they look to kill the first fort of the game for them. Dahaka, meanwhile, is in the top lane. 2-man stun. There's the 2-man stun follow-up from a Nubrek, but there's the pool onto Kel'Thas, but they will finish off Misha. There's the root plus Living Bomb. It's not going to spread to anyone that time. And Never Ignite going on to Rhaegar there. He's going to go ahead and pass it off to Vala, saying, I think you need to burn a little bit. As there's the stun going over as the Punisher jumps over. Archon's going to keep cleaning up that minion wave a little bit for a couple seconds with its little spinny beams. As a logical decision, not a terrible defense by any mean, as Roll1 looks to steal away this camp. We'll see if they can do it fast enough. Dahaka is on a bury in. There's the light bomb on Johanna. It's going to land on 3. Dahaka in the backline. He's going to need to dig in a second to cleanse off. Anduin's getting super low as well. There is the Cocoon onto Kel'Thas to try to take down the Living Bomb value. Rocker Wool's going to be in trouble here. He's going to end up falling. There's a lot of low health bar. There goes Misha as well. They're chasing down the Silence Anduin there. He's down to 80 health. He's going to self-heal himself back up, and it's going to be Dahaka who instead falls there. As Tassadar is going to pop Archon here. Is he going to be able to finish anyone else? He's blinded and loses half his health bar. Vala's going to come in a little bit. Rhaegar is super low. There's a Gravity Lapse onto the Tassadar. He doesn't have the E this time. He's going to get the Ancestral instead. The Bird's going to miss 400 health on the Johanna. They got the bear, but that was all they got.
I feel like there's a little bit of mistrust here in these fights from Vala. I don't think she's playing as forward as she needs to be for these fights to really victorious. She's not playing like she has a double support Vala, which is a struggle. It is a hard, it's a hard strat to pull off to like play sort of that forward main tank in your face super obnoxious Vala, and it's also very scary. But I really think she needs to start committing more to these hard engages, or these fights are just going to go all the same, where everyone gets super low but they can't actually kill anything.
I really feel like they need Bloodlust. I know it just gets blinded for a good portion of it, but like Bloodlust would just feel so powerful if they don't hit both Vala and Tassadar every time.
Yeah, it definitely could put in a lot of work here. Rhaegar is getting some pretty clutch Ancestrals off. They're doing a lot of work.
He hasn't missed one. That's important, though.
Yeah. I think with Bloodlust, if you just kind of go face and try and destroy them really quick, it might pay off. I don't know.
Tassadar is operating as the offlaner there, as I believe Dahaka's dig is still on cooldown. So he instead left. He's a little bit safer with his E and plus the shield. Archon going to be up in 24 seconds, as same thing with Ancestral, as all the other ults are up for everyone else on the map. As Roll1 and Logical Decisions both take the Bruiser camp here, next objective will in fact be bottom lane, which is where Dahaka is pressing up, trying to prep those waves a little bit. Over 30 seconds left on that objective though. That's probably going to be the objective that kind of determines the winner.
Yeah, unfortunately for Roll1, they're about a level, 3/4 of a level.
Is Dahaka going to get caught out here again? He looks to dig. He might need to dig. Like, not just bury, but dig. Never mind. Raynor was the only one who went aggressive. Johanna was looking to. Meanwhile, Roll1, though, cleaning up the top camp, might just look to shred this. They know a lot of them are bot on the side of Logical Decisions. They have the Tassadar vision to confirm it. They're just going to be able to shred this building down. The power of a late game Vala coming into play here. We have 20s picked up, though. Meanwhile, there's a cocoon onto Johanna to make sure she doesn't get off that level 20 blessed shield that she did just pick up.
Probably need it. Oh, the boars!
There comes the boars. They have the roots. It's chasing down. It's gonna.
Oh, it's deep. I didn't know it.
Despawn. Yeah. It's pretty long of a leash range, but they're chasing down the Dahaka. He doesn't have dig available. There's the light bomb onto him as well. Does he have the survivability? As Rock Your Will is gonna peel away the Ando and the best he can. Phoenix is gonna come out as well. Couple ults going to be popped here. Most of the ults actually from this Logical Decision.
Except for Banshee.
Yeah, you can't really pop that one on cooldown. Yeah. It is Varian's Legacy, though, on the Anduin, like we talked about at level 4 with the Inner Fire Synergy. Execute for the Raynor, pretty common talent for him. As Roll1 looks to try to pick up their 20s before they commit to this, I imagine they were going to pick them up pretty soon. They just really need one more like full minion wave to finish it. But they're pushing up. If everyone upgrades their ults, but then you don't have any ults available, you're going to burn. Rock Your Will's going to need the Ancestral. He's going to go ahead and get it. There's a big Vala stun as well, but he's going to die in the end. Anyways, here comes Archon pre-level 20. Not a situation you want to pick it, but he's getting a lot of spread damage there. But so is Dahaka as he gets hit by the full combo. And Rhaegar's going to stop for a second. He's going to end up getting stunned, rooted by the power of Anduin and Rexar. And they're going to end up falling as level 20 is finally reached on the side of Roll1. And there's going to be if an Archon, but now he has to wait 87 seconds to get it. It's rewind, Contagion, Storm Shield. Like, if they just waited for these ults, like, these are all really strong ults on the side of Roll1.
That is a hard call to make, because like you said, this objective probably does determine the game either. But I'm not waiting till 20. I don't know. I'm not sure.
You needed like one more minion wave though. You could have just ran like Dahaka mid or something. As Logical Decisions trying to burn down as much as this keep as they can before the Immortal shows up while Roll1's still dead. Tassadar is not going to have ults for this defense as there's 52 seconds left on that. They're not going to have Ancestral either, but they'll have the rest of their ults available. But so will Logical Decisions. There's the ult, there's the double ulti, and they're just going to blow up Vala. Oh my gosh. Vala's just deleted. Cocoon onto Ziltoid as well. They're calling GG on the side of Roll1. They're going to say that this is game, but we'll see if they're able to manage to defend anyways. Big Beard's going to take a lot of damage there. He's going to be half health. He's looking for a tongue. He's going to hit Johanna, not really the target they're looking for. 15% left on core for the side of Roll1 as they continue to push forward. There's the sun to Tassadar as he's trying to pull it to the mid lane. There's the big sun, but it doesn't matter. The core is going to hit 0. That is a 2-0 victory going over to Logical Decisions as they're going to be the ones to face the winner of Keg versus whoever won tonight on Bahamut stream.
Yeah, Logical Decisions. They played a pretty tight game once more. Yeah, their Dragonshire game, very tight. This also pretty smooth by the book.
Tassadar was top hero damage for their team.
Ooh. Yeah, I think something went wrong there. That is a hard situation. There's a lot of scary heroes that you really don't want to step up into as well. I feel like if you're getting out damaged by a Tassar, there's some a little.
Don't get me wrong, Tassars can be a monster, but not.
Yeah, Tassar. Maybe that's not totally fixed. Tassar is very good right now.
Kill count was 12-4, so pretty low on that. As we will have an interview, and they are currently sitting in NGS lobbies. So we're gonna go ahead and move over to that, and we're gonna talk to Wono, the captain of Logical Decisions. Hello there, Wono.
Hello, Mr. Majesty and Logicalia.
Hello.
So you won the 2-0 game in the semifinals of Division B West playoffs. So you're going to go to the Coastal Finals. How does that make you guys feel?
Well, I think for a lot of our guys, this is the furthest any of us have ever gone in playoffs. So I think we're feeling really freaking good right now.
4th seed going into the tournament, and you're going to make it to the grand finals. Not normally the pattern you see, but definitely one that you guys are enjoying breaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think after these guys knocked the #1 seed out of our way, we saw a pretty clear path to the finals for us. So everything's kind of going according to plan right now.
Winning is usually the plan in playoffs, for
it's a good
sure.
plan, at least.
Yeah, it's a solid plan. It's a good one to have. So game 1, the Roll1, they chose to go to Dragonshire. Did you guys have anything in mind? You guys have played it 6 times. You guys were 50-50 on the map.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's a map that we play a lot and we're very comfortable with, as my team all filters into here. So at this point, we played it really strong last round of playoffs. We played it a bunch in season, so leaving it up and then actually for them to take us to it was kind of a risky decision on their part, even though our score might only be 50% on it or whatever. I think that belays how strong we are on that map and how well we understand the macro, especially.
Well,
our results would give you a different picture. In
their defense, they have also played D-Shire 6 times and were also 50-50 on the map. So that was to determine who got to have a positive win rate, who got a negative win rate on that map. Infernal Shrines was also 50-50 for both teams. Both teams had played that map 4 times as well. So actually, map stat-wise, both maps were dead even. Same number of games played, same exact results.
Yes, but did Will mention that we played those same maps against that team and 2 of them?
A little bit.
That wasn't him.
Alright.
We played them in the reverse order, though. We played Shrines first and then D-Shire second.
Yeah, let's see. Was there anything crazy pick-wise or talent-wise?
Why'd you lose yourself to ban Zagara? I wanted to see a Zagara game.
Right? I mean, we kind of welcome the Zag ban, because junk is just fine.
In fact, we've been hypothesizing that it's probably better.
Well, everyone but me has that.
I'm with you.
Well, we were talking about Zagara before we even knew it.
You were hyping up the Zagara.
Yeah, we were talking about it before the match even started. Before we even looked to see if anyone played it, we were talking about it. We both think it's underrated right now.
It might be, and I think it definitely has a lot of good. It does what we want it to do in the bottom lane, and the reason we continue to play with it is Snow's very good at it. But Junkrat at the same time brings you a lot more when it comes down to like team fight damage, and he also covers the wave clear. So I think like when you get down to the arguments involved, the ults are more impactful, the mobility is better because you don't have to choose between Nidus or Maw, those kinds of things like that. But Snow does play a really good Zagara, so we honestly probably should play it on more maps than we do.
Yeah. Of course, we auto-ban Cursed, so that trims the field a bit.
And you guys, no, Roll1 banned Sky Temple. I'd say the other. Ultrarec Pass not bad either. It's pretty good for globals and large rotations.
Mm.
So you guys go Nidus when you play Zagara, though, is what you're saying?
No, we go.
No, you go Maw.
Maw, typically.
All right, that's what I was saying too. Is I think Maw is the better ult again.
Yeah, I do like Nidus on the huge maps.
It's definitely got its place for sure. What else was going on? There was the you guys banned Garrosh both games. Was that a target ban, or you guys just not like facing Garrosh?
Oh yeah. Well, usually we love facing Garrosh, but I mean, he's kind of gotten back into the meta, and Rock plays a mean Garrosh.
Yeah,
So
I think it's easily Rock's best tank, and
Really.
it's a tank we don't have a ton of experience with lately, just because of how little he's been played outside of maybe Rock. So it's a bit of target banning Rock and a little bit of we're not used to playing it, and he's creeping back into the meta. So just kind of deny him a strong pick.
Our priority on Lunara probably makes it so that it's not as scary in a lot of cases because a hero is very good into Garrosh, but it's just that one throw can turn a fight so hard that it's just one of those things that it's almost better just to leave it off, especially if you're not as afraid from the other picks. And the thing is that Diablo and Nubrak, while good, definitely have things that you can exploit that we found probably a little bit easier overall.
in other words, can't trust team not to get thrown.
Yep. 100%. I'm the biggest culprit for that.
In game 1, you guys played ETC, but in game 2, you ended up banning ETC, even though you had a really good showing on ETC in game 1. Was that because you guys specifically were targeting towards the Johanna, or was it just some other option?
Yeah, no, it was we wanted the Johanna. We know they don't put a high priority on Johanna still, so she's really strong on that map with her presence on shrines and her ability to clear and wave clear. So she just worked out to be the better pick for us that map, and we're happy we got her.
Were you expecting the Volatassar to come out from them in that draft?
Not exactly.
No, not really.
I mean, we know they've played TAS before.
Yep, that was their second game. They played TAS one time. They won with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's sad. If he's played something once or negative once, it's a
It's in his
possibility.
Tassar did outdamage the Vola, of note,
Ooh,
by
he does do sneaky good damage.
13k.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's not a small amount.
No,
He had
Tassar
a lot
did
of big storms.
Tassar did 59,000 hero damage. Vola did 46. Some change. So, definitely an interesting pick on their choice that you guys... they fought you in a lot of chokes, so that Kel'Thas ended up doing a lot of work for you guys. So
Yeah, if I just had better positioning, we would have had those fights go even better.
73k Rainer.
yeah, but it's Kel'Thas. He's flashier. There's explosions. Rainer's
as
just shooting his
usual,
gun. You can't see that.
Jimmy, by the way. Pew pew, never see it coming.
Logic, do you have any questions for Logical Decisions, besides the fact that you guys share a similar name?
Yeah, I kept hearing Majesty say logical. I thought he was going to say something to me.
We don't talk to our
my only
podcaster.
question was on tank priority, but we already covered that, I guess. So that's good. Yeah, it seems smart to for Quidgy. Johanna put in a lot of work second game, being like super annoying in the front.
Do you guys have any shoutouts that you want to do?
Shout out to Ide.
Yeah, our one teammate who refuses to come to these.
Go Ide.
Shout out to all of our coaches who have helped us out. John Knight, Ryokai, Veggies. You guys put in a lot of work to help us out.
Some
So
of those
thank
were
you
in
very
Twitch
much.
chat. They were leaving comments. You guys can go back and watch and see those.
Nice.
More flame for Snowglare.
And my final shout out is for Valkymer's mom. As is customary.
Also, I want to cheer on Deviled Kegs in the next matchup with
Woo! Go Raven!
their,
Uncomfortably numb.
Ravens.
Yeah, that'll
Uncomfortably
be a
numb.
really good match.
Yeah.
I would like to shout out Roll1.
Spoiler alert.
I mean,
Yeah,
for me,
roll
a
one.
good matchup. Yeah.
Good
so,
matchup
like,
and a lot stronger than anyone suspects an 8th seed to be. So good on them.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
We
Roll-
love those guys. They're such good sports and great people to play with.
As Roll1 will tell you, sometimes they roll 1, like the name, and sometimes they just roll a nat 20. So they're very fluctuating in what they end up for the results and how they perform. But when they're on their A game, they're on their A game. Definitely a team that I would recommend looking out for in the future. They're definitely nothing to sleep on.
For sure.
Yeah, Little Beck. Sorry, Little Beck's just got on hot, so it just popped up in front of my name as I was speaking. Logic, do you have any shoutouts you want to do?
Shout out to Nexus Commentaries for being the 4th most popular host.
Yeah, we ended up on the top row, ended up capping at around 37 viewers. We ended up top row for hot streams.
Hey.
Fourth
Both
place.
sad and exciting at the same time.
Sad for Hans, exciting for us. Yes, of course you can always follow us here on the channel at Nexus Commentaries as we continue to bring you more NGS action. You can also follow us on Twitter. We'll keep you updated on when things are going live, as well as you can feed into polls of what you want to see in the future. And of course there's the YouTube channel. We're trying to get that back up and running as well. You'll soon be able to find all the replay casts that we've been doing here to make that a little bit easier to view if you prefer viewing there on that platform instead. And as always, we'll see you next time in the Nexus.